who detailed the circumstances surrounding her death. She jumped down from her home when she heard about 14 armed robbers came to her home. And she did not die on the spot, Dr. Abati. She went to the hospital and she was rejected. And I'll tell you the name of that hospital. If you can continue with your thoughts, I'll bring out the name of that hospital, because this really is a tragic, tragic incident. Somebody's life could have been saved.
Yeah.
But the hospital rejected her. Dr. Abati, go ahead. Let me get the hospital.
Okay, this is heartbreaking, as you have said. This is sad. This is horrific. That lives will be lost in a country where there is a government and where the responsibility of government is to save lives and property. And yet, on a daily basis, we keep hearing these stories about Nigeria happening to persons. If people are not killed due to bandits attacks, insurgents attacks, terrorist attacks, they are killed even by circumstances of just being Nigerian. And that's why repeatedly we have said on this table that Nigeria happens to people. When Nigeria happens to you, we are left sitting here and paying condolences, expressing our regrets, condolences to families, to persons involved. This one has struck home here, and that's why we are all in black, mourning our colleague. It's very sad, it's very unfortunate, but it should be a subtle reminder that the Nigerian government still has a huge task to ensure that every Nigerian can feel safe in this environment. Mm-hmm. Anybody who comes into this territory called Nigeria can sleep at home. How can somebody be in a home and then armed robbers will go there? We used to say that armed robbery had been eliminated by 419, by petty crimes, by e-fraud, but to see that armed robbers are still actively at work.
Yeah. So again, it's quite unfortunate, and everybody moves on. Everybody moves on. Everybody moves on, and those who, wants to turn. Yeah, this is heartbreaking to not to hear. Is EAR, okay? Yeah, it is really bad. I've seen several speak to. Again, they said the hospital rejected her. I'm saying that again. I wouldn't just want to just blame the hospital. What is the framework, okay, that has been put in place such that when they have such instances or such situations, they are bound. And it's the first place of call, they're bound. You cannot even refer except you're sure that you've got a steady paramedics on ground or steady ambulance on ground for them to transfer. You first got what happens to COP, what's it called? Is it COPR or something? CPR? What happens to all of that? What happens to the first point of call? There are emergencies in the airplane where you see doctors saying, oh, I'm a doctor, I can help. Yeah, like this guy said, just pray that when you face danger, that the first thing your brain chooses to react with isn't something that would lead to your death, because we have little or no control of our emotional reactions. So I'm not gonna blame her for jumping. I'm not gonna blame her for jumping. That was a fox instinct. And if there was nobody there to caution or to help her, then what do you want her to do? And possibly, maybe it's not even a very tall building, because according to Orji, she's saying that she drove herself to the hospital, if I get that right. So it could have just been a minor stuff that wasn't taken care of immediately, and then it led to a danger. So again, I'm not going to say, why are you going to blame her because she jumped? She could have jumped reasonably, knowing that it's not a good. You don't know where she landed on. It could have been that. Again, I'm not saying that that's the right response, but I'm just saying that I'm not going to blame her for that. I'm going to blame those that should be in charge of the security of a country. I'm going to blame those that should be in charge of what happens in a country that have not been doing their jobs. And not just this current administration. For all I care, it's been almost all of them, including the military. But right now, it falls on the table of certain individuals who will take the share of the blame. Because if you can't stand that heat and you can't do what is required, then you've got to leave. Yeah, imagine you're surviving the horror of 14 armed robbers only to be failed by a healthcare system that should protect life at all costs. Nigeria's problem isn't just insecurity, it's the collapse of empathy and responsibility in our institutions. Sotom Chukwu deserve better until we fix both security and healthcare tragedies like this we repeat. R.I.P. Sotom. Yeah, why would you? Again, I know the reason why they reject is because when stuff happens, there could be a liability for the hospital, and that's why I'm saying that the hospitals needs to be covered, especially when it comes to emergency. Okay, so it may not just be money alone; it might be liabilities. The whole system, and that's why I say when people come and say, "Oh, Obasanjo did this, Obasanjo did that," I'm like, the whole system was messed up. Everybody that has ever stepped into that White House has not really helped to move country to a place where I would say that we're there. And that's the problem. That's the problem. Who rejects injured patients? Nigeria Hospital, yes, we do. Absolute pathetic folks. Where are the laws? And that's why I keep saying that the House of what's it called again? Yeah, let me see this one. There is a secure Abuja now. You know, hashtag Wike. I think Wike should sit up, you know, and secure the country. Let me look for that. Let me see if I can get that. Okay, yeah. So this is trending. We can secure Abuja now. What the hell? What is this? Security gaps in Abuja are wider than the Niger Bridge. Close them. There's a lot. And I don't know why. I think Tinubu should get into this. Because if, to a good extent, Fashola was able to do this in Lagos, APC was able to achieve this with a joint partnership between the Nigerian police force and the Security Trust Fund. I believe that was it. Yeah. She moved back from the UK because she believed she could make Nigeria work, even if it was in her own small way. Now she's gone killed in Abuja, not because she did wrong, but because a country she loved failed to protect her. Yeah, I read this one yesterday. That locks door tighter than any chain, unlock safety. Yeah, exactly. Like, what's the update? Have they been able to capture those robbers? Wow, this one is wow. Wike's legacy in Abuja, beautiful roads, buried bodies. Again, I expect him to act swiftly on this one. I expect him to act swiftly on this one. Beautiful roads, okay, fine, he's doing the roads, but what about security? You cannot do roads and leave people's life and put people's life in danger. And that's why till tomorrow, I would never. I know people are like, oh, El-Rufai is a great guy. No, I would never accept that, oh, he developed Kaduna, but then the people are there, but Southern Kaduna was in chaos. And a lot of people died because of insecurity in Southern Kaduna. And as a governor, you couldn't even bring up something that would help, solve that issue. Okay? So again, I'm just saying, from estate to estate. So it means like it's more of a gang stuff. We can map out security. Security shouldn't be very difficult at that small level. Abuja is not this big, state. You should be able to solve security issues in Abuja. And as you're trying to secure, because now as you're trying to secure some of these other northeastern states, you're gonna have all these guys also move around. Again, a victory, successfully stamping out Boko Haram or whatever bandits in one place doesn't mean that automatically everything gets eradicated. It could be that they just move shops. I'm telling you. So again, as you're counting victory in some of these northern states, you've got to understand that they might actually split across board, and then they become fringe elements all over the place. And it's just going to be like wildfire, just popping up here and there. So you got to understand that as you're fighting them, the insurgency, as you're killing their leaders, as you're taking some of those bandits, taking them into custody, those ones that are left with no hope will definitely split across. Now, that doesn't mean that this is from maybe a terrorist group, but I'm just saying. If anybody is doing anything that is jeopardizing the lives of innocent individuals, then they've got to be taken out. That's to say mightily. Okay, so yeah, secure Abuja now. That's it. Let
Our
me
last
see.
conversation and all the plans that you had for
I don't know what this is, but okay.
You're so beautiful. Inside and outside, and even in death, you were still so beautiful.
Yeah, it's so painful to watch. It's so painful to watch.
Some months ago, and she aced it. She read the news. I mean, even asking, "Oh, do we have a guest?" And all of that. But we didn't have a guest. But she slayed it. The entire 1-hour bulletin. We're really going to miss her. I mean, I remember her giving me a lift from work some months ago. Somi was just such a shining light. It's sad to hear.
Yeah, she looks so innocent. She looks like she looks so innocent, gentle, and I mean, just from my first, I don't really know her, but just she looks like an innocent person.
Of her passing, it's so sad. I mean, she was such a shining light.
Somi loved to wear pink. She would often remind me of Reese Witherspoon in Legally Blonde because she was a lawyer and pink was her favorite color. But aside from that, Somi loved young girls, and one of her greatest goals in life was to empower as many young girls around the world as she could. Which is one of the reasons why she was a pageant girl. She was a very, very successful.
Yeah. Okay. When spoke about security, Governor. When Ireti Kingibe spoke about security in FCT, Governor Wiki acted like she didn't know what she was talking about. Nigeria trends, okay, as killing, robberies, kidnapping, ravage, capital. I think you should while you continue to build the roads, I think you should put security as number one right now. Make it your focus. Okay, make it your focus. She wanted the best for Nigeria. Also, this is from her. In the past couple of years, it has been increasingly important for me to be more than just a Nigerian citizen, but an active one who flies the flag of this glorious nation high. One who has an unwavering belief that we can be great again by loving each other, establishing high standards, and striving for excellence in all we do. I pray someday soon we'll truly be free. Happy 63rd Independence Day, Nigeria. Love, Miss Tourism World, Nigeria. Yeah. Okay. Oh, so Tinubu is in Imo State for a one-day walking visit. Okay, I'm gonna look at that. Yeah, it's quite unfortunate. Okay. Yeah. I wish I, 'cause Security in northern Nigeria. Let me see. Yeah, it's quite painful. Yeah. Let me see. Let me see. Tinubu arrives in Imo. Let's see this. Let me see if I can actually pick what's happening right now. Yeah, people still mourning. I was stabbed in the most sacred part of my human body by a vicious arm robber I didn't struggle with, but they were all hell bent on putting long dagger into my body. What's this? Choco taekwondo and a sprinkle of relief for juju plus Easter Sunday grace is likely what saved me in the backseat of my car. They stole all my 3 phones and I literally had to beg this chap to just leave after taking my device. My driver, Musa, froze and didn't move while I was being robbed. Talk for another day. Less than 0.2. Yeah, I know. There's going to be a police checkpoint. It took brief soldier in the patrol van and a few of us running through canals as we gave this criminal a hot pursuit on foot at 2 a.m. in the morning. We caught one of them. It was a young kid, barely 15, who spoke no English and only Hausa, bloodshot eye on tramadol or whatever substance. That's it. When they go to rob, they are not your normal guys or whatever substance. They didn't feel any pain from the maximum shishi. They left a trail of blood and mayhem as we all got robbed uninterrupted for close to 15 minutes. A Uber driver, I believe, was stabbed in the face. I doubt he made it out alive from that ordeal. Getting to the hospital, I got a lot of tetanus shot and a stitch to my. Abuja is not safe as many like. If Abuja is not safe, then it's crazy. This is the problem I have with Reno Mockery. This is the problem I have with Reno. May Nigeria happen to me, I keep happening to her. What does this mean? I mean, this guy who flip-flops on a lot of issues, it's going to be a talk for another day. What does this mean? People are mourning the death of their friend or their loved one. When bad things happen, many of this nation are quick to say that Nigeria has happened to them. I don't use that word. Okay, I don't use that word because the whole world is full of evil. You can be in the United States and you just have gunshots happen to you. But at the same time, when people are mourning, you don't use that time for you to want to trend. I mean, you were the one that also gave us Jonathan. You were his publicist or something. Okay? Good and bad are universal as near and nigh, but it can't be avoided to a good extent. You can secure yourself. You should be talking about situation. 20 people every year in America, 10,000 people are murdered. This is more than twice the murder rate in Nigeria. Have you ever had American bad mouthing their country? This is earth. This is not heaven. This is bad taste. And again, I don't know this guy who, I mean, to be honest with you, he comes out in a very disappointing stuff at times. Bad things happen, okay? But at the same time, the reason why you can stop that from happening is when people do what they should do, such that you know if something is happening over and over again, there are certain people that have been given the responsibility to ensure that that doesn't happen. Bad things happen, then why do you have security votes? What's it talking about? So the fact that people get killed in America, aren't you aware that there's been a lot of laws, a lot of rules that ensures that at least people live safely wherever they are? I mean, this is in bad taste, really, to be honest with you. I don't even know what to say.